Hello, and thank you for joining us this evening. My name is Cecile Rooker. I'm the President and Executive Director for the International Foundation for Gastrointestinal Disorders. Today, I have some really exciting news to share with the gastrointestinal illness community. With me is Kate Scarlata. She is an IFFGD Advisory Board member and a strong champion for all of those with GI illness. A dietitian by trade, an advocate at heart, and an educator by soul, Kate Scarlata has really been alongside many during their illness journey with a gastrointestinal illness. Beginning today, she started a new initiative, something completely her own, something totally innovative, hashtag EndHungerPain. For those of you who have not heard about this, this is a specific initiative to combat food insecurities with those who have gastrointestinal illness. As we know, due to the pandemic, the issue of food insecurity in the US has risen dramatically. If you compound that with a gastrointestinal illness, where your nutritional needs may be different, perhaps you have a food intolerance or an allergy of some sort, where your nutritional needs are just different than the everyday person who without a GI illness, imagine how difficult it would be to find food during a time like this where food insecurities are so high. I asked Kate Scarlata to give us just a few minutes of her time today to talk about this initiative, hashtag End Hunger Pain, and to give us a little more insight into what she's doing. So, Kate, thank you so much for taking time this evening. I know it's a busy week for you, and I really, really appreciate you coming on board just to tell us a few things about this program.
I'm honored to be here. Thank you.
Thanks, Kate. First, can you tell us what inspired you to do this wonderful program?
I've done a lot of work over my years. I'm a 30 plus year veteran as a dietitian, and I've always, given my time to volunteer for food insecurity and hunger. And with the pandemic, I could just see that, things were really just getting hard out there. And starting to look at some of the literature and seeing like up to 1 in 4 households were experiencing food insecurity. And I just thought of all my patients and, individuals that I've worked with over the years that need, special foods due to food intolerance or celiac disease, eosinophilic esophagitis that require allergy-friendly foods. These are expensive. They're difficult to find. There's just so many downstream effects from the pandemic impacting people with GI illness. And I thought to myself, you know what, I'm in a perfect place. I've been in the business a long time. I'm going to bring people in. I'm going to bring industry in and, just kind of utilize my platform to raise the voice and really raise awareness about this intersection and how we can better manage getting the right foods in the right mouths, because there are companies making foods, but they're not necessarily bringing them to pantries that are serving people with food intolerance. So there's lots of missing pieces of this puzzle that I thought I was in a good position to help navigate.
That is so fantastic and so true. You have just definitely a huge reach, and so what better person to do this? So tell us exactly what this program is and the initiative, and exactly what you'll be doing over the next 5 days.
So, what it is really an awareness campaign to, for all of us to think about when we're donating foods to a pantry, or if we work at a pantry, that we think about that 1 in 5 people experience food intolerance. And so donated beans and wheat pasta may not work for everyone. And so to raise an awareness that we need to, think about these individuals and make sure that we're serving their needs as well. So in one part, it's an awareness campaign because I'm one individual, and I started this off my I Believe in Your Story campaign as sort of a new 2021 goal to really tackle this area. But we partnered and we raised funds through sponsorship. So I wanted to raise some money to drive money to organizations that are already working in this food intolerance, food insecurity space. So I identified certain companies, organizations, food pantries that are doing this, and I put them up on a donation page. I have an End Hunger Pain Initiative tab on my website. So we're driving donations to them so that they can do their job better, serving people with food intolerance. We raised money through industry, and that money got disseminated to two organizations. One, the National Celiac Association. Shar did a wonderful donation, and then Fody Foods will be donating to Clancy Harrison, who is the fellow dietitian who works in the food insecurity space and has a website called the Food Dignity Project. And she does a lot of work with healthcare organizations that identify people with food intolerance, and then she can then serve them. And then we also got a ton of donations of food. So I just picked up an Airstream in New Hampshire, and we have got donations from Barilla, from Orgain, from Nestle, from Fody Foods, from Shar, from 88 Acres, which is a allergy-friendly product. And it's all loaded in the Airstream. And we decided to do the Airstream really to draw attention, and we have magnets all over our Jeep that we're going to be going down the highways and byways, but we're stopping at a number of different organizations. I'll try to be brief. Food Rescue in Fairfield County is going to hook us up with some pantries there that are working in the food insecurity space. We're also going to visit Clancy Harrison. Barilla dropped off the gluten-free pasta. We're bringing the Fody low FODMAP gluten-free marinara, so they'll have a nice, dish to go on their way. We're meeting with Atrium Health. We're going to one of their clinics there that is low income, low literacy. I created low FODMAP, low literacy handouts for the dietitians there. We've partnered with some of their local food pantries that serve people with special diets. And so we're just starting to create this web so that people are aware of food insecurity and food intolerance colliding, and how can we sort of spread the awareness, bring industry to those certain locations, and just make the world a better place, really. That's what I'm trying to do in one big fall swoop.
Wow, that sounds like a whirlwind of activity in just 5 days. And for so many people with irritable bowel syndrome, and of course, this is tied to the IBS Awareness Month in April.
Yes.
And I know that was sort of your inspiration from your blog and all that you've done for the patients with IBS, and how food intolerance can bring about those IBS-like symptoms, those same symptoms. And so there's so many people out there that we know have irritable bowel syndrome, and how many of those are spurred by a food intolerance, and how the FODMAP friendly foods can be so beneficial. And so this is fantastic. You're starting on the East Coast, and I hope that eventually we can get all the way around the US. But we're very, very thrilled at this journey, and really am excited to be able to share this information with the community. For those of you who'd like to learn more, you can always Google #EndHungerPain. We will also have a link to Kate Scarlata's website in this post, so that you can click through and learn more about this program, ways that you might be able to get involved, share the word, donate, or even just share your story on her page. So there's so much to learn about this area of food intolerance versus food insecurity, and there's such an intersection there, and there's so many affected. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much, Kate, for all that you are doing. Is there anything else that someone might be able to do to help you out during this journey?
Well, follow me on Twitter and also on Instagram. I'm at Instagram at Kate Scarlata. We're going to be showcasing a lot of our travels. We've already started doing that. So you can see, in real time what we're doing. On Twitter, I'm at Kate Scarlata _RD. And just, I think the big thing here is just to realize that not everyone can eat all foods. And so to offer, when you, even if you're making personal donations, think about gluten-free foods or talk to your pantry about how they might serve low FODMAP options. Because there are a number of people that are suffering with both, really been hit financially. The food pantries are so busy right now. And, the beans and pasta are wonderful. They just don't work for everyone. And so think about that even when you're making your own personal donations, right? And, and come along for the journey. We're excited to hit the road and head down to North Carolina.
Fantastic. And IFFGD has all plans to meet you at Atrium at the end of your road and see how things went. In the meantime, those of you at home, please share, raise awareness about this need. You can do your part by just hitting the share button on any of Kate's posts, talking about this with your friends, your coworkers, raising awareness that the intersection of food insecurity and food intolerance is much larger than many people may understand, and affects so many Americans and people around the world. And so just one by one, we can make a difference. So thank you so much, Kate, for joining with us to tell us a little bit more about this exciting adventure that you are embarking on. And thank you to those of you at home for taking time to listen to this. And please do your part, follow Kate, raise some awareness, read her blog, and talk to others. And remember, when you are thinking about where to donate and if you have extra food, I know often sometimes I will look in my pantry and think, I bought this, I'm never going to eat it, I should donate it. But also looking at some of the things that people, what are the allergens on these products, and are there things that you might be able to share that have FODMAP friendly ingredients or gluten-free ingredients and things like that. So thank you for doing your part at home. Thank you, Kate, for spurring this initiative, and to all your hosts along the way, all those that will be working with you on this journey. We look forward to following you on social media and learning all of the wonderful things that happen to you during this week.
Thank you so much for sharing this with your audience. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. And those of you at home, please check out Kate's blog.
Awesome. Thank you.